So I'm going to make this a teaching moment for you and a whole lot of other people. Verwoerd actually did have his own Sangoma. Yes, he did. He had his own Sangoma. His name was Khotso Situnza. And he was born in Lusikisiki. He was the South Africa's richest Sangoma, a millionaire with 23 wives. This is he. Go on to Google. It's free information. I'm giving you time to take it in. This is the same man that informed this. The South African Witchcraft Suppression Act. Now that act ensured that people convert to religion and Christianity, and people bayekele inkolo yesintu, because ukuba isangoma was illegal. Now it's all good and well if you don't believe in these things. However, don't try to invalidate. Don't. It's not going to work. It's here. We're here.
Hendrik Verwoerd.
Yes.
Right? The architect of apartheid.
Yes.
He was murdered by a guy called Dimitri Tsavagas. I could be getting the name wrong.
Yeah, that's the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stabbed him in Cape Town, right?
Yeah, in Parliament.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now what happened is that Hendrik Verwoerd thought very little of black people, but there was one guy who he valued very highly. His name was Situnza. He was a famous Sangoma from Lusiki. Oh. And he used to consult with this Sangoma, right? And one of the biggest powers from Situnza is that he had the power of making sure you can never get killed by a gun. Like it's one of the powers that he had as a Sangoma. So Hendrik Verwoerd would consult the Sangoma, right? What was discussed, it's not known. And you can try fact check the story as I'm talking about, but it's not on the internet, but you can just kind of collaborate with the names and whatever I'm saying, right? So now, one day at a rancho, so after Hendrik Verwoerd had consulted with this Sangoma, 2 years later at a rancho, there was a guy called David Pratt who tried to shoot Hendrik Verwoerd in the face twice. And he didn't die. He survived, right? And then there was a guy, like I mentioned earlier on, Dimitri Tsavagas. So Dimitri Tsavagas, he was a Greek guy. He was opposed to apartheid. He hated the whole thing. So he started dating this black girl. And during pillow talk, while dating the black girl, she told him that, hey, Hendrik is meeting a Sangoma and he can't be killed by bullets. So that's how Tsavagas went to Parliament and killed him with a knife. He stabbed him to death. You know what I mean?
Wow. Because he had intel.
He had intel.
Oh, wow.
And then what happened after that is because Tsavagas was scared that he'd be hung because the death penalty was there at the time during apartheid. Ne?
Yeah.
He faked being insane. And he said there was a tapeworm in his stomach. And he said the tapeworm told him to kill Hendrik Verwoerd.
Yeah.
So because of that, so instead of hanging him, they sent him to a mental institution. And then when apartheid was finished, they never considered him like a struggle hero because technically he was considered
He's a murderer.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Not
insane. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And then what happened is that when apartheid ended, even though he was the longest serving political prisoner in the history of SA, he died while still in captivity and was buried in an unmarked grave with less than 10 people.
Oh, wow, man. Yeah.
Crazy story.
Yeah, I've known the story of Dimitri.
Bro, I was like blown away. I'm like, what the fuck? Pillar talk ended up at the
Yo!
I told them that Dr. Verwoerd was going to die and he would die from a knife wound.
Credo predicted Dr. Verwoerd's assassination 6 months before it happened. But no one believed him.
I told them that Dr. Verwoerd was going to die and he would die from a knife wound. And one of the white gentlemen told me angrily not to talk rubbish.
You know, I never thought of it, that something could happen like that, you know.